Hello and welcome back to SparkleDart. Today we're going to talk about turtle torture, or as I like to call it, I don't know why I try to improv jokes off the top of my head. I'm not good at it. I can't do jokes at all. You know what? There was a period of time on this show where I would start out every new episode with a joke, and I've kind of decided to drop that because they're not my jokes, and I feel bad about telling other people's jokes. Just because, who am I to be telling another man's joke? Telling another man's joke is really no different than fucking his wife. Holy cow! Valentine's Day massacre over here. Motherfucker. Anyways, telling another man's joke is really no different than fucking his wife. And if you're black and live in Sweden, then that's not a problem. But I'm white and I live in America, so that's outside. That was racist. Why did I say that? You'll never know. It's a mystery. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I like jokes. You know, people call me a funny person. Not people who watch my YouTube content, but people that I know in real life. They're like, well, you know, I'm gonna ignore giving out my real name, at least for the time being. You'll find out someday. Oh God, burps. You'll find out someday. I promise you. On my deathbed. They say, SparkleDart, you're a funny guy. I'm like, why? Because I know jokes? Because I memorized someone else's jokes? And they're like, yeah, it makes you really funny. I'm like, no. Now listen. Telling another person's joke is not a funny thing it's not a funny trait. When I was in high school, there were some fellas who were really into the Judd Apatow, Seth Rogen films. Specifically, Superbad was big when I was in high school. Superbad and Step Brothers, those were big when I was in high school. And the kid who everybody always said was the funniest kid in school, all he ever did was loudly repeat jokes from those movies. And I'm like, okay, so here's what happened. You paid $10 to go to the movie theater and watch Will Ferrell tell jokes on the big screen. And then you remembered the jokes that he said and repeated them to your friends. And that makes you funny, okay? I think maybe I just have a different standard for what funny really means, but I don't want to be I don't want to be cynical or anything like that. That was okay. That was cool. So moving on. Here's another high school story for you. There was one kid in my study hall, and so let me give you a little background on this kid. He had a Nintendo fan website in high school that he ran out off of, I think, GeoCities or I don't know, Angel Fire or something like that. And I think it was specifically Mario and Zelda. But so what he would do is he would make a little short blog post and a little bit of a review over any game that had Mario and Zelda in them. And he had an article on 1080 snowboarding, which I believe featured Mario as a unlockable character, and he considered that a Mario game and therefore gave it a review. That's what kind of person this kid is. So anyways, I had study hall. Me and my friend had the same study hall. We sat at the end of the table, drew stupid pictures, like dongs and swastikas and stuff like that. And the kid at the end of my table, he would always sit there on his Nintendo DS and play Nintendogs. That's what he would do all day long, is play Nintendogs. I'm going backwards, aren't I? I'm not sure anymore. It's a mystery. I'm mystified by this. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going backwards. Thanks, Crash Bandicoot. I really appreciate that. What the fuck? Okay. Okay, I've got this figured out. I'm not a retard. I'm not a retard or a rapist. I promise I'm not a rapist. I have to make that promise. I have to assure you that I'm not a rapist. So please, just keep that in mind. SparkleDart, not a rapist, 2017. Yeah, going on about this kid. He used to play his Nintendo DS, and what he was playing specifically was Nintendogs. And so I think I don't know anything about Nintendogs. I think there's certain objectives you have to do. You have to talk to your dogs and assure them that everything's going to be okay. They came from a puppy mill, and they saw their mama's head get bashed in with a baseball bat because she got old and infertile. She couldn't have puppies anymore. So they had to put her down. So you have to like comfort the dog and tell her that it's all. Holy shit, that was fucking brutal. So, anyways, he's like, it's okay, little pup. I don't know if he had a name for the puppy or whatever, but I'm gonna like just make up a name here. It's okay. It's okay. Doofus. It's okay, Doofus. That's the dog's name. It's okay. No one's gonna come here and bash your fucking head in. They bashed your mom's head in. They bashed her skull right in and caved in like a fucking watermelon. But they're not gonna do that to you, so don't worry about that. And the dog says to him, I don't care. I'm not afraid that they're going to do that to me. I'm just upset that they did that to my mom. And he's like, well, you're a dog. Why were you programmed to fucking talk? And he called Nintendo and said, you know what? This is unacceptable. I want a refund. A full refund on this Nintendogs game. And I will accept no less than twice what I paid for it. I don't even know where this fucking story's going. It was essentially that. This kid in my study hall was playing Nintendogs. He was talking to his dogs on his Nintendo DS in the middle of study hall. And I really just wanted to, like, beat him. Like, I wasn't a bully in high school. Well, I was kind of a bully. Let me tell you the meanest thing I ever did in school. The meanest thing that I ever did in school was, I was a really nice guy. But I was nice, but I was also very hateful. So... even though people were okay with being around me, I didn't really like being around other people. But I wasn't mean either, so I didn't say things to upset people. But I would never tell people off if I didn't want to be around them. Like sometimes you get those weird guys who are just kind of like they think that because you're not mean to them that you'll be their friends. And for the most part, they're right. As much as I hate to admit that, they're right. I would like give anyone who wasn't a complete fucking psycho a chance. But my point is that there was this one kid in, I think it was 4th grade, who said something really fucking weird. He said he went into a bathroom. So it was like the after lunch period or whatever. And a bunch of us went to the bathroom to go pee because we like to hold hands when we pee. And he went to the stall and he looked at someone had made a turd in the toilet. And the turd, I guess, looked like a tugboat, because what the kid said was, hey, this turd looks like a tugboat. And everybody thought that was a really fucking weird thing to say, and I agree with them all. That was totally a out-of-place, weird, unacceptable thing to say to, like, 5 or 6 different guys. Like, 3 of the guys who we said that to were, like, some of the jocks in my class. Some of the jocks in my class. And by the end of the day, everybody knew that he said this retarded nonsense. Well, I was gonna get the gem, but I guess I won't now. Right at the end, it's always right at the end too. You ever notice that? So the thing about this game in particular, the first game, is that if you die during a level, all the boxes come back, so you don't get the gem, and that's just the way it is. I hope they change that in the remake, because that makes this particular game really unbearable. I am kind of a completionist, but it doesn't really show. In the past, when I've played the other Crash Bandicoot games on this channel, I didn't do completionist runs because I don't really enjoy playing one game for too long. And it's kind of my fault, of course, that I felt it was necessary to play the whole game in one sitting, which is what I did for pretty much every game on the channel. Off the top of my head, the only games that weren't played in one sitting were Super Mario 64 and Kirby's Adventure. I think every other game on the channel was filmed in one sitting. So the reason why I didn't do any completionist stuff for Crash Bandicoot 2 or 3 is because I didn't want to play it more than one day. Because I'm lazy, or I'm fat, or whatever. I'm autistic. There's something wrong with my brain. I don't know. I'll let you play armchair psychologist and let me have it. Let me have it. Say, SparkleDart, based off of what I know about you by listening to you on your stupid channel, on your stupid channel, I'm going to say you're A, autistic, B, OCD, C, bipolar, or D, all of the above, or E, a retarded rapist. Leave it down in below in the comments which one of those 5 things you think I am. Do I have time for this fucking level? Let's find out. This episode of SparkleDart. It started an episode in the middle of the episode. Okay. I'm getting to that point where I don't care anymore. It's the same point I hit whenever I record any series for long enough. I get to this point where I don't care, so I just kind of start fucking up a lot. It's not so much that I don't enjoy doing it, but like I said, I want to do all the episodes in one sitting. That way there's more continuity. I'm in the same mindset the whole time, so it's not like one time I'm talking about like Koreans, and the next time I'm talking about like, Phil and Lil from the Rugrats are an allegory for the dichotomy between man and beast. And and you're like, how did you get there from here? Can you explain that jump to me? It's more authentic is what I'm saying. It's more authentic. It makes more sense. It flows better, like a river flowing into a tributary. That's what... You know what? I don't want to sound conceited or anything, but I wish more people listen to this show just because I feel like I say the dumbest fucking things sometimes. Like, I promise you, I do not say the things in this show that I say in real life. It flows like a river into a tributary. Yeah, okay, SparkleDart. Okay, so if I'm fucking up this hard on this level, just wait to see what's in store for the next couple levels. Because not only is Crash Bandicoot 1 the hardest game in the series because of the gem thing that I mentioned earlier, but also the levels are just unforgiving. This level, honestly, not that bad. Probably harder than any other level in the third game. If I had to be honest here, I'd say that this particular level is harder than any of the levels in the third game. Only because in the third game, you have more options in terms of your moveset. You can slide and belly flop and do all sorts of cool things. You can do pirouettes. You can handstand when you need to and stretch his arms out just for you. He has no style, he has no grace. Crash Bandicoot has a funny face. And he does have a funny face. I'm not just trying to be facetious here or nothing. But he does have a little bit of a goofy face. And here's one thing I noticed about Crash Bandicoot in terms of his 2D and 3D appearance, is that in Crash Bandicoot, specifically the first 3 games, there was a lot of like artwork for him that the creators of the game did. And he looks very cartoony. He looks like a Looney Tunes character, which I think what they were going for. I think they were trying to make him look like Taz from the Looney Tunes program. In fact, I think his original name was Willie the Wombat, and he was based off of Taz from the Looney Tunes programs. And they made him into a Bandicoot for I'm not really sure why. I don't know if there's a particular reason for that, but he was supposed to be like a Looney Tunes type character, and it was supposed to be a lot more cartoony and fun and stuff. And instead, it's not. Well, no, it is. I mean, it is. But Crash doesn't look anything like his 2D artwork. Let me discuss this a little bit more in the next episode of SparkleDart. We ran a little long on this one. I hope that's not a problem for you. I know you have things to do, like your homework or go jack off, maybe jerking off while you're listening to this. If you are, leave a comment down below. That's me shamelessly plugging my stupid channel. So if you want to jerk off while you're listening to me, I don't care. In fact, I encourage it. So have fun. Goodbye. Mwah.